Good. I think we're on. Hello, friends. So today I I don't have my head on because I need to actually see to help teach you guys. But it's Kay. He's gonna hang out here with me. um, so I don't know if you guys noticed, besides the huge mess in the background, but I got all my furs moved in from my other place. It's a lot of furs. It's way more furs than I thought. It was so much work to move. I had to bring them over in boxes and bags and refold them. Oh, I had to rebrush them. Anyways, sorry, I got really excited talking about that. So today we're starting a head. Let me see what I got over here. Everything is a huge mess right now. Yet somehow I'm able to function. Crazy, huh? Artists. Alright, so here's our watermelon tail. I thought it was a strawberry the other day on accident. Definitely supposed to be a watermelon. Yeah, so that's the fursuit we're making in this this little mini series here. We're making a full Digi suit with that watermelon theming, and we are doing the head today, or at least we're gonna start. The best way to do this is I figured to do it in little chunks because it takes so long to do each piece that I'll just like give you direction each week, and then we'll meet back up here. Hey! It's Salad Thrower, my brother. Thank you for joining us today. He is here. Good. Also, I can tell that the chat box is working. Right there. Yo! All right, I'm very excited. Hi, I got Salad Thrower and I got Micah here. Oh no! Well, now I feel really special that you came. You went to hide just for the stream for a second. Take a break. I know you need it anyways. Well, I'm glad the chat box is working right here. Right here. Good. Okay. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're at work. So if you need to go, don't feel bad. It's fine. Good to see you though. All right, so we got a lot of talking to start with here when we're making this head. First off, you gotta have something to work on. You need an armature, which is buried in the back of my room over here, and it has a wig on it. Basically, it's like a mannequin head. The difference is it's called an armature, which is actually a very big difference. A mannequin is meant for just showing off like hats and jewelry and stuff, and that's good. That's a good thing. But you need an armature because that has lifelike proportions. It's not meant to it's not like in the store when they're trying to show off clothes and they make the arms like super skinny and they try to make it all like pretty. No. Armature is like life size, and that's what you need. But again, yes, green wig! I'm gonna put the green wig back on now that I've tangled it up. Shoot, I'm gonna put the green wig on me. Alright, how good do I look? Which pair are the bangs? Alright, I gotta brush this out. So yes, if you're going to get one of these things, get an armature. They are kind of expensive though. So if you don't intend to be a fursuit maker, or if you don't intend to do jewelry or hats or something, you're gonna want to maybe find a cheaper option. But if you intend to do more fursuits in the future, get one of these. This is the Monster Makers brand. This really wonderful Wonderful brand. Usually people use it to make what's that called? Like a, not acrylic. It's like a face. Oh, I can't. It's escaping me. Maybe somebody in chat can help me. I really can't remember what it's called. It's like that fake plasticky stuff that you could put on your face to change your face shape. Anyways, very good head for that. Death orb. Yes, it's a death orb. That's what it is. All right, I think that's pretty brushed. Let's try this again. If I'm trying to be informative and get this wig on at the same time, this is so dumb. Latex! Yo! Okay, I can't see. Latex. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you. Who is that? Black Fur. I like that. Anyways, hi, Black Fur. I don't know how to wear a wig. Your mom called it was big scary. Hey. Well, this is fun. Which way should I brush it? Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, so if you don't want one of these guys, you can get a mannequin head, which is lost. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh, geez. I just dropped it on my cat. Okay. This is a mannequin head, as opposed to an armature head. And the mannequin head here is, like, definitely a lot cheaper, but it is not easy to work on because the proportions are all jacked up. I got my green dumb hair. Well, thank you. I don't know which way to even brush it. This way? I don't usually have bangs. Let me get my Figbee in here. When you become your fursona. Oh, serious. Yeah. If that's a reference, I don't get it. I'm cute. I'm really not. Oh, I feel awkward now. Thank you. How about this guy? He's cuter. That reminds me. Yes. I'm really bad at getting off topic. Osiris. Osiris. No, Osiris. Is that it? I want to get your name right. Okay. Should get the brush out on here. You ever just brush your wigs? Just. All right. Man, my blue hair is mixing in with the green. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Hey, it was fun for the few seconds you were here. Bye. All right. Okay, glad I got that right. Osiris. I like it. That's really unique. I've never heard that name before. Yeah. Thank you, dear salad thrower, for summoning him. I'm glad I got the chat window on the sides, so when I save this video for later, other people know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's try to get this wig to stay. It's on. I might as well leave it now. Yes. So if you don't want to drop the money for this, which is 70, 80 bucks, you can buy a mannequin head, which is like one of these guys. This one was like 15 bucks, I want to say, but it's such an awkward shape. It's kind of too big. And he's like looking up, like oh, I'm losing the wig. Like, so it's very hard to work on, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do for price. Am I right? Okay, well, I got 2 people wanting that, so. You know, if I can find my mannequin head. Plot twist. Fun. All right. We're so rated G here, we don't even do that. Unless. Hang on, so I have to, alright. I'm trying to be productive, but at the same time, you guys are so entertaining. Okay. Yeah, so if you don't want to spend a bazillion bucks on this, you're gonna want to come up with some other way to hold up your head when you're working on it. So I would start with anything around the house that you can find. This is what I found for my first head, and I still have it. I had a lampshade sitting around and a styrofoam ball, so I covered it in duct tape, and then I built Figby's head off of it. Make them battle. Oh, I get it. Alright, I could make them, I mean, battle is a lot more easy. Oh, the wig doesn't want to stay. I'm gonna have to get some wig clips or something. I don't know how that works. I could just go blue. It's not as exciting as green, though, is it? Gosh, you guys are entertaining me. I'm getting distracted. Give them swords. Yep, anything you could find around the house. This is what I found. If you get one of these styrofoam balls, just cover it in duct tape like I did so it doesn't shed, like, this styrofoam all over the place. But this is just what I had laying around. You don't need to go out and buy specifically a lampshade and a styrofoam ball. I mean, the other thing I tried was my little desk lamp over there. That was weird. It didn't really work. You can try. This sounds weird, but if you have like a certain specific shape of pillow, it would almost work. Honestly, though, the best thing to do is to just I don't know, one of these balls. You can get like these kind of heads, but they're like really small, like small styrofoam at the store you probably maybe seen. Those are okay, except they're like way too small, and also they have no weight, so anytime you try to build something on it, it'll go boop. So that's So if you're gonna use one of those styrofoam heads, that's a good place to start, is a styrofoam head that works. You're gonna have to put something on it to weigh it down so it doesn't tip over, but cover it in duct tape. Make it thicker. You want to make it thick enough to actually hold your head, because if you make a head on a base that's too small, you're not gonna fit your head. It won't fit. I knew the beginning of this one was gonna be a lot of talking, and I'm really sorry. We will get to work very soon. Okay. When you realize you're not wearing your glasses, I can't see. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna start with this armature here. Again, it's not. I don't want to say it's necessary, but it kind of is. Either way, you will 100% need to get something to hold your head up when you're working on, because I tried to do it without a base of some kind before, and it's impossible. It's just awful. Just be creative. You gotta find something. The last note I have on that. Ooh, now I'm dropping stuff again. Okay. Please. Okay. Last note I have on that is, if you have any kind of sewing machine or materials, even if it's something really cheap, just like this measuring tape, any kind of sewing kit comes with one of these things. So measure your beautiful head. Let's see, I got 21 inches. I think that's a small head. I don't know. I think it was like 21 to 24, but I mean, guys' heads are bigger. I don't know. 21 inches. So if you get a styrofoam ball like I did, or one of those styrofoam heads from the store, you're gonna have to build it up with some like foam or something until it's the shape, or until it's the thickness around of your head. That's so important. So let's say, ooh, I don't have a good example here. Okay, extra thick. Making me hungry for pizza. Hi, Phil. Thank you for coming. Let's say I got this styrofoam ball at the store. It's in the freezer. Yes! Didn't you ever see where that meme came from? The extra thick meme? You gotta look it up. Extra thick. It is pizza. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Good. You need to remember. That's important. Okay, let's say I bought this at the store. Diameter is about 8 inches across. When I measure around it, let's see here. Oh, I did pretty good. I get 21 inches, so I did pretty good here. All right, so if we're gonna do that, I mean that works. I would still get a little bit bigger than this. All right, so this is an 8-inch diameter. That's a good place to start. If you get a little bit bigger, that would be better. Even like I don't even know if it comes in 9, but either way, this is a good place to start. Just cover it in duct tape. That's what I'm gonna suggest to you guys, I guess, because if you get one of those little fake, the little styrofoam heads that are in the same aisle as this, they're really small. I don't know. One or the other. Just make sure it's the right volume for around your head. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a rambler, aren't I? At least I'm aware of it. Okay, come here, my Figby. He looks huge next to me, jeez. Anyways, yes. Ugh. I have such a huge mess. Here's our head, our armature. And we're gonna just actually finally get started now. Okay, so first off, what are we making? You guys can make whatever you want. I'm going to be making a watermelon fox. So our goal here, visualize the project within. Honestly, if you take a picture of your mannequin head or something and even just draw over that picture, it helps so much just to get the idea in your head. But once you know what you want, the next step is to make a liner. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can either make a liner that is permanently inside your fursuit head, or you can make it like I have Figby's here. Gosh, I don't know if you'll be able to see this because it'll be kind of dark on the inside. Come here, desk lamp. Help me out. No, I don't know if I can show it. It's dark! You probably get disowned by your family. Well, that seems to be the standard for furries. I feel so bad for us. But you know what? We won't disown you here. We'll take you in. At the salad thrower will take you in. What would you make? Would you be a some kind of canine or something? Good. I'm so good at getting distracted. I'm not used to looking at like a chat box and also finishing a thought here. What was I saying? Yes, inside. You can either have one that has a liner in it already, that you pull the liner on your head and it puts the head on for you. Like, you pull the liner out, you stick your head in the liner. Or you can have it like mine, that's just like it's just like an open base. So you put your own liner on, and then you put your head in. Anybody could put their head in because it doesn't have a liner. But both ways are good. If you decide, if you want to decide between them, I would say do the method where you start with the liner and then you glue the head around it. So that's what I'm going to do here, but you can do it the other way, like I did with Figby. You have a dragon cat Sona named Aries. Oh! Wow, you with the, are they all Greek names? You with the cool names there. I like that. Also, dragon cat, nice. I feel like I should make some kind of dragon hybrid. See, the thing is, I just moved. I have to figure out where I put everything. Yes, I remember, I'm sorry. Ugh. It is I, your clumsy host, CloverCat. I don't know why anybody is here, because apparently I can't even do anything. This is my pattern bucket. If you plan on making things a lot, you're gonna end up needing to be organized with a pattern bucket, because otherwise all your patterns will get mixed in together. So all my patterns are in this bucket, and they're all ziplocked into their own little bags, and they're labeled. Hang on, I have a balaclava. A balaclava one. Oh, here we go, okay. Yeah, Micah! Ooh. You bad fox. If anybody asks, just say, it's important, I had to learn how to make a fursuit. God of the underworld, Osiris, and Ares is god of war. Yeah! I feel like I should have known that. That's so cool! Okay, so one is Greek and one is Egyptian. I love that. Shoot, should make like an Anubis or something. That's like the only thing I know, really. Because Anubis is like so cool. Alright, I didn't intend to make a liner today. That's what I'm doing! Alright. So, the thing you wear on your head, that's black usually, is called a balaclava. You can buy them for like 15 bucks usually. Or you could make one. Making one is incredibly difficult if you don't have a sewing machine, because it's a 4-way stretch fabric. It stretches up and down and left to right. It's just such a struggle. If you don't have a sewing machine, just buy a balaclava. It's not worth it. So if you're starting out with something new like this, you can actually copy off an existing pattern. So I had a balaclava, and I traced it to get this shape, and it's actually, that's how I got this pattern, and it works great for me. Let's see. Alright, so for my balaclava pattern, it had 2 sides of this, one for each side of the face here, and it has this long strip, which is intended to go down the back right here. This looks so silly. If somebody walked in and saw me doing this. And then there's this little strip that goes here in the front. But honestly, if I were you guys, I would just combine it into two big pieces, like make it a little bit longer on this back piece and a little bit longer on the front piece. Just 2 pieces, sew them together, inside it out. There you go. Because it's way more effort than it's worth to have several pieces, especially with this 4-way stretch fabric. Ugh. Oh, she has to go by. Yeah, I don't want you to get in trouble now. So yeah, I guess if anybody wants this pattern, I can upload it or something. Or if you have a balaclava, trace your pattern onto like a sheet of paper. And I don't have anything. I've lost everything. Dang it! I'm hoping my next stream is gonna be a little bit better, because I'm gonna actually have my things where they're supposed to be. But right now it's just like, where'd it go? I've lost everything. So I don't know where my fabric is right now. Yeah, that's probably true. Mid-moving, I've left all my junk on the stairs. That's probably where it is. Everyone's probably gonna trip over it. It's important. I had to bring my fursuit stuff in the house. Alright, so, that's the fun thing about streams, is you're allowed to get distracted. Still feels weird, though. I'm still trying to get used to the chat. Okay. Sorry. Distracted. Let's go. Yes. So, this is the material you want to use for this, for your balaclava, is, spandex. It's workout material, so if you ever have felt one of those, like, workout shirts, or got, like, a, workout jacket, it's got that, sweat wicking material, usually stretchy in 4 ways, like, pretty lightweight, and that's what you're gonna want. In the store, if you're buying the fabric itself, it's going to be labeled as activewear, or performance wear. So, like, people who do gymnastics and stuff, I guess, wear it. But, some people call it lycra, and they're not wrong. It's kind of like saying, what's a good brand? Well, Kraft mac and cheese. It's like, lycra is the brand name, like Kraft mac and cheese, and spandex is like the great value. It's like, it's, okay, so basically spandex, lycra, same thing. Lycra is just like the brand name, so. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. What would you recommend if you're trying to do more cartoon-style dragon head? Yes, good question. Definitely. It depends on what kind of thing they're looking for. There's so much that goes into making these. Are they looking for like design advice, or like manufacturing it, like with the foam, or yeah, I guess I need more details on that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Make a Discord. Ooh. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, that was you guys' idea. You can be the mods if you want. If you're interested in that. Fight. Well, I can't complain. He's gonna throw salad at me, so. H. Okay, yeah, so get some spandex if you're gonna sew your own. The problem with this material is it's so stretchy, and I will do a liner. If you guys want, I'll do a liner. Specifically, a liner one of these days, because apparently there's more to talk about than I thought. Gosh, I can't believe I'm already like a half hour in and I didn't actually start doing anything yet. I'm really sorry. I feel like a bad host, but I feel like most of the stuff I'm saying is kind of helpful. Yeah, so I don't have a liner because I lost it. Yay. It's cool, we're vibing. That we are. And Figby. Figby is too. Boop. Alright. I don't have a liner to build off of, and that makes me kind of uncomfortable. So what you want to do... Gonna get my foam out here. There's just so much that goes into starting up one of these projects that there's so much to explain. It just goes on and on. Maybe I should make like a supercut of these on YouTube where I actually say mostly the important stuff. So this is a huge hunk of foam. That's what I'm gonna call it, hunk of foam. And it looks like the cats clawed it up. Good job, me. I guess I left it out on the stairs. You're gonna need foam for the head. I think I talked about this the other day when I was talking about materials. You're gonna need an Exacto blade, preferably one of those ones that are like thick, that extend like this big. I think I have one right. Oh no, I don't. I have a pile of the blades right there. I don't know why. That's so dangerous. Yeah, you're gonna need a pair of foam scissors. So like a strong scissors. Yes, my roommate fell. He's like, please, why is there foam by the door? Because the cats are shredding it. I guess be aware of that. Don't let your cats get your foam. Thank you for that face, chat. I appreciate that. You guys are good. Minx. Yeah, it could have been Minx or Jasper, one of the two cats. Okay. I lose everything. I'm not usually this disorganized either. This is what I'm talking about. One of these Exacto Blades. It's about an inch thick, and it extends big, really big. And you can use this to... That's so safe. I'm so safe here at CloverCat Creations. Flailing around my swords. Okay. So that's why this one is all hacked up, because I was just hacking out the pieces of foam I needed. So this is why you're gonna need an Exacto blade. Oh, I thought that was gonna... Okay. I thought that was a meme at first. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself. You can use an Exacto blade and just, like, cut it. It cuts really nice, actually. Or you can use an electric carving knife. Yes, this is for turkey. And yes, it actually works. It's kind of loud. Dear goodness me. It's just so big. Okay. It's not like I mean to throw blades around here. I think I'm just prone to throwing blades. Here we go. Come now. Would you believe that I've used this many times, and I'm still struggling to use it right now? Oh, that's the problem. Okay. I'm here now. Okay. So this is a cooking tool. And I'm a vegetarian, so I literally have no reason to use this other than for cutting foam. I guess it's usually for meat. Yeah, there's pictures of meat on there. That doesn't look edible. Anyways, this has two blades. They kind of go back and forth like that really fast, and it slices right through the foam. I can show you guys, but it's kind of loud, so I guess I'll let you guys decide. Cursed cooking stream. Welcome to CloverCat Creations, where we talk about how to cook in a fursuit and how to cut your arm off on accident. I mean, not that last one. Do it, kill my ears. Alright, this is good. Good thing I got a plug over here. I intended to talk about, like, forming the shape, but I ended up talking mostly today about just, like, how to cut the flippin' foam. I know, I'm just so excited right now. Anyways. Yeah, Fells, my roommate, still my roommate, believe it or not, after like 20 minutes. He's over there, he gets to hear it twice. So this is a tiny little example. Usually I'll try to cut it about an inch thick or half an inch thick, and I'll try to cut it nice, thin slabs. I was just trying to show you guys how it works, so I did a quick little slab. But you can see how this would be really useful, because, the most useful foam is actually just this thin, like, ½ inch to 1 inch thick, but when you want to buy it at the store, It is so expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. So if you get one of these big, thick 4-inchers, that's what I do. Then you can cut it into slabs that you need. It just saves so much money in the long run. But again, you have to be not scared of using this kind of terrifying tool. And yeah, it is kind of a pain to cut through it also because you gotta get it straight. But it's okay. That's okay. It's up to you whether you like it or not. If not, you're gonna need a roll of a 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick foam. Either one, but 1/2 inch is my favorite. That's like about this thick. It's kind of hard to show on a picture screen, but mortal. All right. So that's how this tool works. It's incredible. If you're hardcore but not that hardcore, this is what you'll need. You'll need one of these, and you'll need a pair of scissors for foam cutting. Do not use your if you have special scissors for sewing, don't use those. That's how you break them. I've gone through many sewing scissors because I used them for other things that I shouldn't have used them for, other than fabric. So these are my foam scissors. If you get one of these, make sure, which I highly suggest, make sure you get something like this. It's a pack of extra blades. Just make sure it's the right thickness. And some of them come in like snap off, like it's got lines every 1/2 inch or so that you can snap off. But since if you have the option, get one that's like one big piece. Let me see. Wow, it literally doesn't say. But you can get, instead of snap off, where each piece can come off slowly, you can just get one big strong chunk, and that's much better. So, if you have that, that's what you can get. If you're looking to get more blades. That's what I'm trying to say. What's English? Okay, and so now that we've talked about the tools for like 20,000 years, I really wish I had my liner. I have extra liners. Hold up. I'll be right back. Should I put up the be right back screen? I'm tempted. I will. This will take like 2 seconds, so you can look at this visual. Ta-da! See, I knew where that was. So this is a nice high quality balaclava. I forgot where this was earlier. I'm glad I remember now because this is very helpful. So what I did was I turned it inside out so I could see where the sewing lines were, and I traced it. So if you guys are interested, I can send you guys my pattern for this if you want to make your own. Yeah, basically, you need one of these. It's like lightweight, sweat wicking, very stretchy, and this is one that I made. This was my first, this was my first one that I made, when I was still trying to figure out how to sew with spandex / lycra, because it's such a different material because it's so stretchy. So, you can see it's not the best stitched thing, and I don't know why I used white stitching. That's kind of weird. If you're making one of these on your own and or somehow sewing with some spandex, use a zigzag stitch or like sew it in a zigzag motion. Because if you sew it straight through like normal, it's not gonna stay and it won't be pretty. It's hard to mess with. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm glad I had this extra one just sitting around. That's nice. All right, so here's our little robber. Alright. Yeah, not the best balaclava, but it's a good for now. So what you want to do... Okay, I might actually have to use my carving knife unironically now because I kind of need to cut some foam for this. So I'm not sure whether to tell you guys to mute me or if I should mute myself, but I don't know how to do that. Somebody tell me, is this super obnoxiously loud or is this doable? So much hair. You guys might need to mute me. Because honestly, I don't know how to mute myself. Let me try this. Oh yeah, mute. Okay. Hold on, guys. Good! I hit the mute button, so I was seeing if it worked. Sounds like it did! Yes! I didn't want to, like, accidentally kill your guys' ears. You kinda need those. Alright. So this part... Just a lot of stuff about fursuit making. It's not glamorous. It's very fun to do, because it's very hands-on, but... To watch somebody making a fursuit is kind of like watching somebody do math. It's like so boring. So I'm really sorry about that. I'm trying to move it along, but I don't know. I guess as Mr. Salad Thrower says, we are vibing. Oh, you young kids and your slang, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, alright. I almost got a good, good slice of foam here that we can use. So, let's say you just came back from the store and you bought one of those rolls of half-inch thick foam. Great, now I have foam all over me. That's how it goes. It gets everywhere. And this isn't a perfectly cut foam, but if you had a nice perfectly cut foam, it would probably be slightly easier to work with, but when you're cutting costs, you gotta cut your own foams. I need a bigger camera and a higher quality camera. I'm sorry for this. One day I'll get a nicer one, but for now, here's our foam. Just like that. And just like that, you have a fursuit. And you'll walk around, and people will see this, and they'll be like, wow, that's incredible. You need to finish a self-portrait, but you don't have good lighting, so you're now colorblind. It's dark in here. I can't hear you. It's too dark in here. Man, that's so much effort. Self-portraits. School is just too much work, man. But at least you'll be a better artist at the end of it, so that's nice. So what we want to do is this first chunk we'll put right here in front. And so what you're gonna try to do is cut eye holes, first of all, and a mouth hole. And from that, we have our base, and it makes it a lot... It's honestly, from there, it's easy to kind of imagine it in your head. I'm sorry, I took off my glasses, because I was doing something. Oh, I was putting on that wig. And, now I lost them. In the mess. Alright. I need more plugs. I need more extension cords. Like, I know I keep complaining that it's just because I just moved in, and it is, but, it's just such a mess right now. Unintentionally, I'm annoying myself. Alright, so first, I mean, I'm sure you'll have a nicer cut of foam than this, but this is fine, because I'm just going quickly and temporarily to show you guys what's going on. I'm sorry. Oh. It's not like I've had caffeine. It's not like I'm, sleep deprived. I'm literally just like this. And I apologize. Alright, so right now, I think I need new foam scissors because these are just not cutting it. Get it? Ah! How often do you make fursuits? Honestly, I'm making them all the time, but since I also have a day job, it's like pretty slow process. Like I only get like 2 hours every day to work on it, but I'm always making something, always. I'm working on some hand paws. Gosh, remember when I told you it was messy in here? Okay. I'm working on some hand paws right now. So here's one side. Hand paws. Oh, the lighting in here isn't that great, is it? Well, these are purple and black. At least they're trying to be. And here's the inside of them. So that's a pretty cool one. Yeah. And I've got these... Oh. Again, I'm just dropping everything. Where did I... What? Sometimes my cat sneaks in here and carries stuff away. And I can't find it. Yeah, I blame my cat. I'm a terrible person. Yeah, my cat lost it. It wasn't me. These are yellow and purple. The lighting in here, it's just pretty bad, isn't it? I'm really sorry. But here's the inside. It's got purple here. It's got the purple claws that I didn't put in yet. But they're pretty fun. They're kind of big, but that's cool. But hand paws are something that they're just one of my favorites. I love hand paws. I'm always working on hand paws. Like for no reason. I just like them. Oh, thank you. That makes me happy. Sometimes when you work on stuff for so long, then you're like, you wonder if it's even any good. So when somebody says it is kind of cool, that makes me happy. So thank you. I cut a little hole in this foam. Try to line it up here. This is why I said you need something like to model your head on, and that's why it's so important, because you won't be able to guesstimate this. Let's see. So right here is a little bit off. So you can get a pen or a Sharpie or something and just draw on this foam if you prefer. But I just prefer to like eyeball it. I don't know. Get it? Because I'm cutting out the eyes! I'm sorry. I'll get my coat. I'll just leave. Alright. I'm gonna bring this closer to the camera somehow. There we go. Okay. You're so funny. Alright. So I need to cut out the other eye now. So yeah, that's why it's a good idea to you need some kind of a base. Even if you're not going to get a mannequin or an armature, even just a foam ball, just something. Because I've tried making fursuit heads without it, and it's just impossible. It's just like the worst thing ever. Aw, its eyes are so far apart. Okay. So I need to I can't speak. I need to cut a little further in. So that's a lot of trial and error. Usually I'll just watch a TV show or something and just work on it. But if you're doing a part that's really lots of Exacto blading, or especially this cutter, definitely focus on that, because you don't want to be focusing on a TV show or something, or music, and then like cut yourself. Alright, that's close enough. Yes, you can. So you just gotta, let's see, what's the best way to do this? Okay, you adopt a cat, and then you get like a big cage, and then put it in there, and just be like, this is my cat, and just, it'll work. Seriously, I'm sure that'll work. You would have so much fun. It is so much fun. I really wish you could get one. You probably could. You just gotta get past that slight initial awkwardness of your family saying, "What are you?" Cursed solution. Yeah. Here we go. Alright, so now we look like a creepy superhero. This is good. This is a good start. So now we're gonna glue this weird freaky piece on here. Okay, good. I was worried my glue gun... What? I was worried it didn't heat up. I think it didn't heat up properly. Still kind of... I need a new glue gun, basically. Thankfully, they're not that expensive, but they're completely necessary for a project like this. See, I hear my phone Discord going off, and that's funny because I don't check my social media. And people send me messages and stuff, and I'm like, look, man, I'm sorry. I just, social media just takes a lot out of me, you know? Don't take it personally. I don't know how anybody can keep up with all of it. It's just so much. Superhero mask! It's like Buckethead. Oh no, it kind of looks like Marshmallow, but like if he went through like a... Okay, I was gonna make a reference, but I don't know if anybody will know what I'm talking about. Does anybody know that episode of SpongeBob where it's like driver's ed class and like a driver's ed training video, and Squidward gets stuck in this like grinder thing that's going along the street? Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe if I make a Discord for this, maybe I'll post it on there. I don't know. Yay! Okay, cool. We do have somebody. Okay, I'm really glad. I'm really glad somebody knows what I'm talking about. Yep. That makes me happy. That's what it looks like. It looks like if you had a superhero that went through a grinder. A Squidward grinder. Alright. So I glued that on. It looks ridiculous, but that's how it starts. So... yeah, that would be awesome if you'd be willing to. I mean, that's up to you. There'd be a social media that I would actually keep up with. I don't know. I mean, I've been meaning to make like an Instagram for freaking ages, but there's just so much to get done all the time. I just always forget. But yeah, if we made like a Discord or something, I'd be obligated to check it every few minutes, so... I'm sure this is the part everybody was waiting for, was a part where I'm actually shaping stuff, but the information that goes along with it, like what kind of foam, what kind of carving tools, that's equally as important as learning how to shape it. So, I don't know. I'm glad. I mean, that was nice of you guys to stick through that part, because I know it was probably more boring. Good. You guys gonna all be my mods. Help me out. Alright, so I'm still just gluing this. Just gluing it. Takes a while. Let's see. Am I a disappointment yet? But you like fit like right in the club with the furries. At least all of the furries here are like. That's what I love about furries. Let me try again. That's what I love about furries, is that they're so, mostly, for the most part, so accepting of people. Most of them. More than other fandoms, I've noticed. Very accepting people, and I just love that. I don't know. I can see your concern, for sure. But, I don't know. I think there's no way you could be a disappointment. You're probably super awesome. Ugh, come down here. Alright. So, we've got this really dorky bucket head that doesn't match on both sides, and that's totally fine. This top piece here, we want to kind of round this in, so I cut 2 slits. This is really hard to hold sideways. There we go. Okay. So I cut 2 slits, one on each side right here and here. And then I'm going to fold it in like a... I might have to cut more of like a triangle shape here. There we go. So I can fold it in on both sides and just kind of glue it. That'll make it more rounded at the top instead of just this kind of like fan ridge thing. Weirdness. Ugh. Yeah. Let me cut this other triangle. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, you can kind of see like the ridge, the triangle shape up here, and then you can glue that together. Yep. Now I'm gonna glue. This is like the worst balaclava liner for this, because being my first liner, it's just I don't know. I don't think I used the right material exactly. I mean, it's definitely a kind of spandex, but it's not ideal. It's just weird. It's got a weird texture. It doesn't stretch right. There we go. Just looks creepy. I know it does. That's the weird part. Oh no! That's such a sad story. Oh no! Oh. Like the public idea of what fursuiters and furries are makes me so sad. Like just the general layman, like mothers and just people in general. It makes me so sad. There we go. So just gonna keep rounding it and gluing it at the top here. But it's really not like that at all. Like, the way I explain it to everybody is that there's... First, I have to explain to my parents what a fandom is, because I keep forgetting that they're, like, a generation older than me. And, yeah, they don't really know what I'm talking about. So once I explain what a fandom is, like, just a group of fans for a certain type of, thing, I don't know how to explain that. I know the biggest fandoms I can think of are just like the Star Wars fandoms, and some stuff like that. I don't know. I can't feel, I'm trying to talk and work on something at the same time, and it's harder than it looks, but maybe I'm just dumb. Oh, wow, this looks interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to read it again. You're a new maker, getting fur for Christmas to start. Making bodysuits. Yeah! Oh, I'm so excited for you right now. That is great. I love to hear that. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping to get somebody on here who would be willing to make some stuff with me. And I really love anybody who hangs out, honestly. But it's also cool because that was my original intention, was to make stuff with people. So, ooh. Also, that's a good Christmas present. Bigby says hi. Also, I accidentally dropped his Christmas hat. It's on the floor. Anyways, glad to have you. We're making a dorky head bucket right now. Alright, so I cut the slits up here. I'm just gonna finish gluing, still gluing. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So first you gotta explain to your parents what a fandom is, and then you gotta explain to them how there's lots of really great people. There's lots of really great people in any fandom, anywhere. All kinds of groups. And then you gotta explain to them how there's some not great people in every kind of group. And, I don't know why we have that negative stigma towards us furries, because we really, like, the percentage of people that do bad things with fursuits is, like, maybe 2%, or at least, I'm hoping it's that low. Yeah, you'd make stuff, but just, like, not right now. I get that. It's, until you tell people that you're free, sometimes it's really awkward. You don't want people just like, what are you doing over there? You've got this, like, huge thing, and I don't blame you. That would be kind of strange. Oh, nice! Yeah, I never know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna try. Mugawara cosplay. I watched her stuff a lot when I first started, and, she's got some good stuff, for sure. And that's a good idea, especially when you're just getting started, is to get a pattern. I'm very excited. I'm glad you're gonna work on some stuff with me. Thank you. We can do good. The other guys here were just discussing with me. Ooh, oh no, what's her name? Okay, your username is Blackfur, but you want me to call you Osiris? Osiris? No, I can't remember how to say it again. Okay, Osiris said that it would be a good idea to make a Discord, and I think that's a great idea. And then we can share pictures and stuff on there, and work together, and it'd be so fun. Cyrus. Oh, I tried 2 different pronunciations. They were both wrong. Yeah, thank you. You might have to remind me like 80 more times. One of these days I'll get it. Yeah, that negative stigma is because Twitter. That makes it hard for sure. It's true. Jojo. Okay, to be honest, I could probably pronounce Jojo easier, but that's really sweet. That's cool to know that you guys would be willing to get into a Discord together and we can talk about this stuff. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. I don't know, I never thought about that. It's a great idea. Let's see here. Okay, well this stuff is sticking pretty well, so that's good. Well, that's very exciting. Woo. Alright, so I'm gonna try to hold this over here so you guys can see it. So this piece we have here has this hard edge, and we kind of need to smooth it down. So the best way to go about doing that, this is such an awkward angle for me, is to literally just like cut it along the edge here, like this. And just like that one like little snip made this whole edge like a lot rounder. So that's like a technique we'll be doing a lot. So, for example, this huge edge, basically, all you do is you just, oh, for crying out loud. My goodness, what's going on here? So if you want to round out an edge with the foam, all you do is you get the edge here, and you cut at an angle like that. And then it'll be a lot more rounded, if that makes sense. That was just a bigger example. It's easier to show you guys on the big chunk of foam. The idea, gods. Oh! That's so cool. Since I can't say actual names, I'll ask my, my salad-throwing brother which one you were, because I'm sure I would remember immediately. Yeah, you can't help me right now. Because we gotta talk names and, you know, all that internet. Oh! Good! That's very exciting. I remember that. Yes, I remember you now. Oh boy! We got a bot! Don't click that, okay, anybody? That... How do you ban people? You know what? You know what? You guys should be my mods so you can ban people. Wonder how, if I can just click on your name, can I make you a mod? Sweet! Alright, you guys are my mods now. Good. And I'm gonna scroll up to Fel. Fel would also be a good mod. Sweet, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Thanks, guys! I don't know why I did that, I just wanted to. Oh, hang on. I gotta grab something really good. Pretty sure I showed this off last stream, but this is just my favorite thing. It's bold and brash. More like, belongs in the trash. Am I right? That's like me. Yeah! Sweet! Dude! Okay, everybody needs a bold and brash hanging on their wall. It shows you that you can always be better than Squidward. Alright, so we got this kind of really awkwardly shaped thing going on here. Oh yeah, if you mess up and you glue in the wrong spot, just rip it. Rip that puppy off. It won't usually put too much of a resistance. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so if you glued in the wrong spot, it's okay. You can fix it. Try again. I've never tried to be a mod in anything before, so I don't really know how that works. I mean, I don't know if how it would be weird, really. By the way, how do I pronounce your name? Mori Cloudpop. Yeah. Figby was definitely my first suit. I made him without like a headstand, and that was a mistake, but he turned out okay. And he's got a lot of issues. Like the inside isn't super comfortable, but also, I don't know if you can see it, but I dropped a hot glue gun on him right here. But that's the main issues with him. Other than that, it's just lots of lots of little details that I've gotten a lot better since then. I can't wait to remake him. I'm gonna get some more nice furs. Kumori. Kumori. Oh. Wonder what I said. Wonder what I said before. Kumori. Okay, well, I'll try to remember that. Yeah, the Redditor part. That's fine. That's totally fine. Honestly. Because I mean I've been doing art for years. So if my first I don't know. So this was kind of like just a different thing. Just a different kind of art to me. So it wasn't like it was brand new. It was just kind of like a little bit of sewing, a little bit of arts and crafts. So it wasn't like brand new to me. Oh, Ghostly! I remember you! Hey! Good to see ya. Yes, Fel, you now have the power! It's really weird wearing a suit. Let me grab this guy for you. This is a guy that I was working on a while back. Maybe I should work on him on stream too. I don't know. Anyways, just a temporary little eye and a cute temporary tongue. He's supposed to be a turtle, but normally your fursuit heads, this is what they look like as a base. You've got the balaclava underneath, and you build up the foam around it. So that's kind of what we're starting with here. So even if you got something really funky like this, you can make it turn out nicer. There we go. Yay, muffled voice. So I will be a turtle one day. But right now I'm just me. And that's all I need to be, am I right? Whoa, an alien saber-tooth. Yo! Dude, any project you want to do, just do it. Just do it. That sounds so cool. Like, that sounds like a really fun project. Alright, let me cut some foam here, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So basically, I'm just cutting out the edges on the top and around the sides here to kind of round it out. You don't need to go too insane with rounding it out because it's going to be covered by layers, multiple layers, but just some basic little hacking up. You know, I've never made a fox before. I'm very excited for this one. If this balaclava lasts, I might have to replace the balaclava because it's not my favorite, but it might work. Oh, the turtle or the saber-toothed cat, because that saber-toothed cat is such a cool idea. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I love that idea. You should share that in the Discord. I mean, if you want to, because that would be so cool. I would love to see that. All right. So we've got some weird freakish things going on here. Something about this reminds me of Octodad, and I don't know what. If anybody even knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the kind of shape you want. You want an open mouth here, and you want it to kind of come back and come down and make like a cheek shape back here like this. So the better you can do from the first try, the better overall, because you can add and cut off pieces as many times as you want, but the more you do that, the more glue it is, and the heavier it is. So Figby's head here was so much trial and error for me. It's quite heavy, because it's made out of, like, flippin' 40% glue. So, yeah, definitely think before you cut, but don't be afraid to cut it either. Yeah, so just gonna round out this shape here. Well, thank you. I like the turtle. Nobody makes turtles these days, so I thought a turtle would be fun. Dude, I love Octodad. I wonder, I'm wondering, like, I'm gonna get up a stream with some, just some gaming things. I was trying to come up with a game. I couldn't decide, though. Maybe Octodad, because who doesn't love Octodad? Is it turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Yeah. No, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen a single frog suit, ever. Yeah, right? Like, it's just surprising. Like, where's all the turtles? Turtles are cute. I love turtles. Alright. So, the way I'm gonna go about doing this is different than other makers will go about doing this. That's one of my fears, is that one of this, like, a high-quality maker... Okay, I mean, I try to be a high-quality maker, but I mean someone who's been doing this for, like, 20 years or something will come on my stream and be like, you weirdo, why are you doing it this way? But we all do it different, so don't make fun of me, you hypothetical fursuit maker. Alright, so now I'm gonna add, like a big extra thickness. Okay, for funsies, let's put this on right now, actually. Let's just see what this would look like. Oh my. So I can't see out of this eye very well. Where's it this eye? I can't see out of either eye very well. But that would be normal for a fursuit. So yeah, I'm gonna need some volume up here. Ooh, this is kind of really freaky, I'm sorry. Alright, this has got to get shaved down. That's another thing I forgot to mention, is that you seriously need a mirror. You always need a mirror. Constantly I'm looking at the mirror. It's incredibly useful. Infernal 2019. Oh, you know what? It's just, I mean, a regular costume is better than no turtles, so good turtles. Yeah. Yes, this is my entire costume right here. Like, it doesn't get better than this. Alright, I lose everything again. Okay, so by trying it on, I could tell that I needed to cut off some space right here, because I couldn't see very well. And in fursuit vision, you're never gonna see well, but, that needs to get clipped anyways, no matter what, because that was really bad. Alright. And so, I'm hesitant to cut off this big chunk because I'm gonna need it there. It just looks weird because it's lopsided. So, let's add on to this side where we're supposed to add on. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely better than not being there at all, for sure. It's just when you go to a furry convention, you expect, you expect, like, the qualityest fursuits. But, again, that's the cool thing, is if we were any other fandom, I don't know. I think our fandom is really, for the most part, nice people, and just seeing people trying to dress up in their characters is really exciting as it is. Without needing to have an expensive costume. I know there are those people out there that are really rude about it, but you know, most of us are like, you know what? You tried to dress up in your character, and that's cool. That's cool enough. Yeah, so I've been to Anthrocon. Why was that so hard for me to remember? Yes, I've been to Anthrocon and YumaCon, which is a Detroit convention. I was gonna go to Motor City FurryCon and MFF and Anthrocon this year, all of those, and then you know, the outside world became, yeah, but I was just starting to get into going to furry cons. I was so excited for my next furry con. Sad. Yeah. Canada is so okay. Canada is so close that I listen to when I listen to the radio in the car, I get the Canada stations. And honestly, that Canada radio is better than the American radio. Not gonna lie, it really is. Yeah, I was really hoping YumaCon would be open too. I was really sad about that. And MFF, I mean, live a half hour away from like the main convention center. Yeah, you're too shy to get photos. See, if you're wearing a fursuit, again, it's like, it's weird. It gives you this, like, I don't want to say false. I mean, it's like, you get this otherworldly bravery. I don't know where it comes from, man, but you become brave somehow. It's like the best thing ever. I feel like, because I wasn't always the most outgoing person either. I never thought in a million years ever I would be doing a live stream, like, woo! But here I am, and honestly, I think just being in my Fig V costume just helped me kind of get out of my shell and talk to people and really feel like, oh, I can talk to people and I won't die. It just I don't know. I really think it helped me out getting out of my shell. Yeah. You can feel the confidence. It's just, whew. Oh. So didn't YumaCon get canceled? Like, I'm pretty sure YumaCon was canceled and then they played it digitally. I'm not sure about that. Because what I think happened was they canceled it physically, but you could still see the panels online. But that's like my least favorite part of a con. My favorite part is seeing the costumes and the dealer's den. I love the dealer's den. Sorry, water break. Alright, so I need to add on to some more here. The reason I'm going kind of slow is because I gotta cut out more foam, and I don't wanna. Looking kind of tired today. I don't even know why. I'm not even tired. Hydration is importante. Seeing the time, honestly, probably for at least 20 minutes, but if not, that's fine. Just join us next week. On Tuesdays at 3, we're gonna be working on this one watermelon project, and Wednesdays at 3, we're gonna be doing weird random stuff every day. So if you want to tune in tomorrow, we're gonna be making a Santa hat, and we'll make it for either a fursuit head or a normal person head, whatever you guys want. If not, I'll see you when you can come back, I guess. I love the parental figures. Alright, so what you're gonna just do is you're just gonna keep getting slabs of foam. You just kinda position on there in the way you think. Like, I need a big cheek here, so it's like that looks pretty good. It's all guesswork, and you just need an artistic eye for it, so if you're having trouble, that's fine, because everybody has trouble. Even the professionals, they just don't say it. Bye! That's such a cool name, too, Komori. Yeah, do whatever you can, man. Don't feel rushed, even. That's fine. Tell mom to tune in. Alright, so today we're talking to mothers and how mothers should wear fursuits when making you lunch. Alright, real talk. I work at a karate dojo. I teach karate, and somehow, I don't know what it is, but I get along with the parents so well. Like, I'm best friends with the kids, I'm best friends with the parents, but, like, people my age, I'm like, haha, hi. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, freaking school. Ooh, Komori must be in a different time zone than me, because it's like 4:30 right now here. Oh. After you glue it, you gotta kind of squish it and hold it on there pretty good, because it just came off because I wasn't doing a good enough job of holding it. It really doesn't take that long to do a base, like a head base, if you know what you're doing. And I do know what I'm doing, but I'm also distracted. But, I mean, if you're following along with me, then you know what you're doing too, so. There we go. So, I hate to say this, I might have to break out the really loud, chainsaw. Let's call this our chainsaw. This is our chainsaw now. Electric carving knife, but nah, it's a chainsaw. Anyways, I don't know whether to mute it or not when I use my flippin' chainsaw. So, I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. If anybody has a preference. If not, I'll probably mute it just because it's so obnoxiously loud. See, since I just moved in here, it's like I don't have all my plugs set up, and I keep switching between the glue gun and the carving thing. Wasn't too loud. Bring on the noise. Is this how I do it? Figby's like, no, stop. He's watching me over here like, please stop. The thing about Figby's mouth is that it's so big that if I forget to wear a balaclava, you can see my face in there. Alright. Yes. How to get eaten. Alright. This'll be a moment. I gotta be safe, so I can't rush it. I mean, I don't think you guys would want to see me injure myself on stream. That would be... I mean, it wouldn't be rated G anymore. Yeah, Figby is our rep for safety training now. He's gonna be like, okay guys, when we do our foam cutting, make sure your knives are on and always cutting towards you. And that's how Figby gets fired. I'd watch that safety video. I love that. Thank you. Anybody who's watching this right now, or even in the future, Skelefro is one of my my Skelefro bro. He's real chill. He does streams, and I'm probably gonna be streaming with him later. he does video game streams. So if you're interested in any kind of video games or just hanging out and what the kids say vibing, definitely check out his channel. I just modded him. The power! Are you sure this isn't too loud, everybody? I'm worried. There's a hunk. Yeah, since you're next door, it's like you can't exactly say how loud it is on the stream. I know, you're so sweet. Thank you for coming to watch. I appreciate it. Wednesday and Saturday. Oh yeah, because now that I stream Tuesday and Wednesday. That's my new schedule that I set for myself. So I guess after my Wednesday stream, I'll hop on your stream and hang out there. Alright, I got another hunk of foam. It's not that pretty, but it does the job. So let's put it on our other cheek here on this side. Try to even it out. The best part about this stage is that you can get away with saying, oh, it's a work in progress. It's okay to look scary. Then if you do a really bad job, it's like, no, it's not a bad job. I'm just working on it. See? Oh no. Windows wants to update. Anytime Windows wants to update, it's like when I'm doing something important and then it's gonna try to slow down my computer. Let me know if I drop frames or something. I don't want to drop frames. Okay, so I was doing pieces on the cheeks, but you also got this is up to you. I like to put a piece on the back, but not that thick because oh boy, you guys get to see me put on a fig. When you're wearing your costume, this is such an artist thing to say. When you're looking this way, you get a silhouette value, like, imagine like a black and white shadow. Like you can see the nose muzzle comes out, and you can see like this is where the hair tuft is, and the ears. Well, same thing. Like this sounds silly, even for the back of the head, the way it curves out a little bit. Like this way. What you want to make sure is that it's not too flat, because if the back of the head is too flat like that, it kind of looks really strange. I don't know. So that's why personally I like to put at least one of your thin slabs of foam across. Also because when you take it off, it'll pull one of these numbers. And this is really dark. I don't know if you can see it. See how it like deflates? Yeah, I don't like it when it does that. So if you have a thin piece of foam on the back, it'll always stay open like this. So if you put your foam on, your finished head on like a table or something, it'll look nice and true to its form, not deflated like this. So the reason you would leave it open like this without a piece of foam on the back is to make it cooler, like for better airflow. But personally, I think it's worth it for that that visual, just for the visual purposes of just putting a thin piece on the back. It's very thin anyways. It's not like it's blocking too much heat in. Oh, how did I get behind in the chat? That's never happened before. There's enough of you to the point where I got behind in the chat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Anybody who's gotten to this point even, or any tuned in at all ever, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. It's fun to hang out with you guys and just chat and work on stuff. I really appreciate it. Yay! Oh, okay. A piece of wire in place of the foam. So yeah, I think I know what you mean. So like for the muzzle, you mean? Like have a wire holding things in place. Yes and no. I would say no just because one, that wire would have to be super, super sturdy and, how do I explain this? It'd have to be super sturdy to hold enough of the weight of itself. So, if you have something strong that's like a strong wire like that, even if it's just like, I don't know if you mean like a wireframe for the whole shape or just the muzzle or something, but you gotta be worried about if something strong, those like little wires get stuck into somebody's face, like if somebody hits their muzzle and it like, that's something that you gotta be worried about. So theoretically you could. I don't think I'd recommend it if I'm thinking of it the way you're saying. Just for safety reasons. I mean, if you want to do it that way, you can. Probably. Like 3D printing a head base into like this like a mesh shape, that's a great idea. But trying to form it out of just like you get a roll of wire and you try to like form it into a mesh, I don't know if that's a good idea because I don't think it'll stay in its place good enough to be safe, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Nice, yeah. Honestly though, like the foam is really a great way to do a head base, but I think 3D printing and resin bases are taking control of the future because it's so much faster and easier to make, which makes it cheaper because it doesn't take as many hours like of foam sculpting, and not always cheaper, but sometimes cheaper. So that's cool though. That's cool. I'm glad you have that. That's a cool one to have. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on the back of the head here. Let's see. Don't be afraid to move around your pieces like I am. Try to find the best angle for things, and you gotta work it. Oh, I see. Felines, yeah. Okay, yeah, felines. Felines are hard because so many of us are used to drawing the dog dog muzzle, which is kind of like this 1-2 shape. And cats are like angle. It's like two separate, totally different angles. You know, if I could just find anything I'm looking for ever. Hold up. I had a piece of paper over here, I did. Question is, what did I do with it? There we go. I try to keep most important things within an arm's reach. There we go. There we go. Hold up. So, I can draw much better than this, trust me, but this is just an example sketch. So, like the top one, that's like how a dog muzzle works. In drawings, this is just how a lot of people draw them. Kind of like that L shape, that obtuse angle, and cats have like that kind of angle forward, like on the bottom example there. So that's kind of what I was trying to say. But in my experience, that makes cats harder for me too, just because they're different. It's just different. This is like the best place because we don't judge. Furries. I just love furries, okay? We just, for the most part, we don't judge. We're just good people. Yeah, no judge zone. I love that. That's cool. Yeah, multiple pieces because of the 3D printer. Same thing though. Just make sure if you're printing it, if you have to print in multiple pieces, do your best to keep the front part right here in one piece as possible, because if it's like two pieces, like you have a muzzle and you have like a front piece, it's more likely that this muzzle can break off and kind of hurt somebody if somebody hit your muzzle in. So if you need to separate it up, I would separate it into like this, like the front snout area right here, and then add pieces for up here and the front of the snout. I don't know if that makes sense. If I was judging y'all, it'd be 10 out of 10. Thank you. 11 plus 10. Oh, Kamori. Oh, Kamori? Did I say that right? They one-upped you, man. Sorry. Alright, somebody said something further back that I need to address. The foam causes less breathability. Yeah, it does. And even more than that is the glue. So the less mess-ups and layers you do, the better. But yeah, so if you had a thin wire and proper precautions, yeah, then that's what I was wondering if it makes sense. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. Let me just eat this glue stick. I don't know why I'm putting this in my face. Oh, okay, 11 plus out of 10. Okay, that checks out. Yeah. So I see what you're saying. Technically, yes. If you had just a wireframe, this is such a bad example because it's only half done. Let me get this guy out. If you had just a wireframe holding up like all of this, so all it was like just the fabric, technically, yes, that would be very, very, very lightweight and really breathable, and that would be really nice. But honestly, it would be way harder to do that than it's worth, and the foam itself is actually pretty breathable. So yeah, that's why I don't know why some people leave this back part to hang down when you could just put like one thin layer on the back here, because it's really not that thick. It's more breathable than you'd think, but yeah. Freddy FNAF. I'm trying to read this comment and it's not making sense. Oh, put the glue by the face to make my point stick. Okay. Skelefro, you're fired. Alright, so yeah, this single thin piece of foam around the back here is a good idea. Whew. Honestly, the hardest part about making a head here is trying to find some kind of armature or something to hold it up while you're working on it. That's literally the hardest part. Because the easiest solution would be just to buy one of these guys, but it's like 70, 80 bucks. It's just so expensive. It's just so expensive. I don't know if it's even worth it. Are you colorblind again? Is it something I did? Yep. Again, I'm sorry. This part's pretty boring to watch. Lots of just little tweaking and gluing down stuff. The lighting in your house! Oh my goodness! What is this, like an abandoned hospital or something? Is it like flickering all creepy? That's terrifying. Oh, I just remembered! Yeah, one of my techniques. How could I forget about this? Okay. Let's say you're trying to glue something like I am, and you don't want to sit there and hold it for 18 years. You can actually just use these pins. These are like standard pins. You'll get these with any kind of sewing kit. Even the cheapest ones, they come with these. You can actually just pin it in there. Yep. So it'll hold it closed so the glue will dry if you don't want to sit there and hold it for a few seconds. Or if you're trying to like line up the muzzle and you need to like get a further step back but you don't want to drop the muzzle. So you can like pin stuff together. Like I usually pin the ears in place so I can get a good view of it from different angles. Yeah, pins. I can't believe I forgot all about that. Incredibly helpful. Yeah, so that's why I put thin layer of foam on the back. One, for silhouette value, so it doesn't look like a flat head on the back, because that's kind of weird. And two, because then when you take off your head, it still looks like this, rather than looking like that. Yeah, it holds that fabric. Sorry, I just started dropping stuff. Yeah, when the glue sticks to the pin, it's just, ooh, the worst. I hate that. I had to get some new pins because I broke some of the tips off because I was trying to pull them out when they were stuck to the glue in there. So your lights are like, I hate those yellow lights. I need some different lighting in here because it's kind of driving me crazy, but at least they're not like super yellow. I can't stand that. That's super yellow lighting. But that's the super like pale white lighting. That's not fun either. Why does lighting have to be so specific for you to be comfortable? Holy cow. Dang. You know, I've never had that much trouble with pins. I don't know what the problem could be, but maybe you're just the most unlucky person ever. Because I've never had that much trouble with pins in my life. Figgy, move! You're in my way. Okay. Yellow lighting for dinner parties. Fancy. Yeah, when you get that backlighting, like, shoo. I should have closed the window, but... Oh, I wondered why the lighting was getting weird in here. It was really nice earlier. It's because of the sunlight's going down. Now I look all, like, ratchety and wrinkly. Unluck pin person. Okay, the worst. Okay, I have to constantly count, like, I have to keep a number in my head how many pins I have in here. Because the worst thing that happens is sometimes I forget and I don't see it. And I, like, almost leave it in there. So I have to always know the exact number of pins you left in this thing. Because you don't want a pin get stuck in there. Unless it's the pin for your debit card. Oh, yo, right? Especially because my pins were white. Once I had white pins, and that's why I got red now, because the white pins blended in. I couldn't see them. It was awful. And that's really bad, especially if you were trying to do a commission or something. Thankfully, I wasn't at the time, but you gotta be really careful with that kind of stuff. Like, man. My hot glue gun is not doing good. I think I should switch out with my other one. This one doesn't get hot enough. Man, that Windows update, it's terrifying me. I see it down there. I'm just expecting it to, like, crash my computer and make it reboot. But it's not happening yet. Oh, there's just so much work to be done. I'm getting thirsty. Just so much talking. How do streamers, like, streamers that stream for a job, like, not just for fun, how do they just talk so much without losing their voice? Yeah, Phil, I'll call you over and come fix it. It's nice to have your own personal IT guy as your roommate, because he can fix your problems. Hydrate, peasant! I must agree because I was told to do so. Dang. Never understood vocal warm-ups. They're, like, I just can't, like, how does that work? Like, how does that work? That just doesn't make sense to me. It's just weird. In case you guys were wondering, these scissors, they're green and white. They're Westcott brand. And, I got these at Walmart for, like, it was either $8 or $15. I can't believe I can't remember. Just assume it was one of those two numbers. These are the best scissors I've ever had in my whole life. And they're the best foam cutting scissors. And they'll last you forever. I even cut cardboard with these things. I cut everything. Even you. I keep forgetting it's not Halloween still. I live in Halloween. Can it still be Halloween? Oh no. It's so funny. Like, you sound exactly like my bro, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are the same age. It's just funny. Like, you guys all have that same way of talking that makes me laugh so much. I just... That's right. It's like, how many sharp things did I bring up in the stream today? Like... Right! Oh, I forgot I had those! Oh, I could use those if I want. So, I had a big slab of foam, and, I used it, like, I had a covering over it. I used it as a couch for a while, just cause. And then, when I was done with it, I was like, well, I used this for a while like a couch. I don't want to use it. I can't use it for a fursuit head. It's not like new, fresh foam. So what do I do with it? So I cut it into slabs, and I can sew them. They're like the perfect. I cut them into perfect slabs to put them in like a cat carrier, because I have like 20,000 cats. So if I need to take the cats to the vet, you can put it in there on the bottom. So they have something to lay on that's squishy and soft and warm, and I think that's a good idea to recycle it that way. Oh, that was pretty cool. So yeah, just all those slabs of foam. I should do that. Do you guys want to do super easy, just like square flat cat bed that you could put in like a cat carrier? It's like the easiest thing ever. And you get to choose the fabric. It's so fun. That's such a good starter project. You can even hand sew that one. Sounds good. Yeah, you guys sound the same because you are the same. Plot twist. Alright, so again, I'm just gonna keep folding this up, just gluing it to the thing, rounding it out. Not rounding it too much, because of course there's gonna be multiple layers to add on top. So yeah, rounding it enough where, well, you just gotta make your best guess. Scale the cat bed to huge. Alright, we're gonna make a cat bed today, except it's gonna be 7 foot. Yes. Well, especially because of your streams, I know you've got that big afro, so I might need to add like 3 or 4 feet for that, like that extra height. I need more glue sticks. I'm almost out. Cursed persona. Just an afro. Like, it's so big that it covers your whole body. He's just an afro. That's his persona. His fur. He's a Buffalant from Pokemon. Yep. Still just rounding this out. That's why I didn't know if this was a good idea to stream in the first place, because, I mean, kind of a lot of slow, repetitive tasks, but somehow we're still talking about stuff, so... My afro thanks you. The honeycomb was... Alfredo. I like that crying face. Oh, you're right! The Addams Family does have that freaky hair character. Man, I was right! It's always Halloween here. Alright. So far, so good. This part just takes so long. Instead of Alfredo. It's the cousin that's slightly less delicious. Yeah, I know, isn't that sad? Like, I feel like Halloween just blew by this year. I still went trick-or-treating, though. I went as Figby. Everybody loves this face. Look at him. Look! Seriously, like, all the... Even the adults, they're all like... They like... That's what I say, is I say, suspend disbelief. Even the adults suspend their disbelief. And they talk to you like you're, like an actual character at, like, Disney or something, like... They refer to you, like, they're talking to your character. It's just crazy. You feel like you really are somebody else. That's probably the best costume name. Were you a gunner or a sword fighter? I'm not, now I'm just curious, because that's pretty legit. Yup. Oh, alarm. Where's my phone? Phone? Oh. Haha. Ha. That's my phone telling me it's almost time to teach karate. That's right, I have multiple jobs. I forgot about all of them. Hey, I can't come into work today. I'm making fursuits. Incredibly more important than any kind of way to earn real money. Fan mail! Oh, it was a brawler. Yes. You can't go wrong with brawlers, yo. I mean, everybody wants to be a brawler in real life. Who doesn't want to punch other people in the face, you know? Especially that Kirby fellow. Ooh, I could really, Is there anyone in the Smash roster that you would just really want to punch? I mean, Ganondorf would be kind of fun to punch. Ooh, I wanna punch King K. Rool in his giant belly. Ooh, you're right. That's me getting eaten. You're right. And then, yo, in Smash Ultimate, does he still do that thing where he can, take the powers of the characters he eats, and then he gets, like, a little mask of them or something, or a little hat? Because if that's true, he would get, like, a little, like, furry ears or something from eating me. quick note here, when you're making this, I think I've heard people call it a bucket head. Don't pull it in at the bottom, because you won't be able to get your head on. So, it can be curved at the top and stuff, but at the bottom, make it, like, flat. Because at the very, very end, you can round it out how you want at the bottom. Like, at the very end. But right now, don't curve this part in, like don't pull it in, if that makes sense. Right? Is the bunny ears still an item? Can you put Kirby on in the bunny ears? I remember that used to be a thing. I think the Smash game I played the most was Brawl, but even then, that was a long time ago. The Smash games are really fun, but I only ever really play them when I'm with groups of people. And you know, I've just been busy and stuff with hiding inside. Well, some people don't play with the items that much, so that's alright. Though you should play with the items more sometimes, just because it'll give you something different to do once you start to get bored, maybe. I don't know. I can give you advice when it comes to making fursuits, but I really shouldn't be dishing out advice when it comes to Smash. Alright, to clarify here, you can round out this piece like this. Like, rounding it out is fine. Just don't like glue it into where it's too close, if that makes sense. I feel like we need to all play Smash Bros. And then reconvene and talk about the characters that we want to destroy. What's a really good character that everybody loves? Let's destroy them. I'm feeling really vengeful today. Why is that? Yeah! Alright, somebody ping him. Oh my gosh. I can't help you, bro, because... yeah, ping him. I'm on it. I personally would choose a lizard. What are your opinions why you would want a snake instead? Do you just think it's cuter? At least they're both in the reptile family, and that's cool. I don't like that. Legless lizard. I got my Trico shirt on again today. It's one of my favorites. And he's a something. I think he's, what is he, a gecko? Is a gecko a lizard? I don't even know. I act like I like Trico and then I don't even know what he is. Okay. So this side around is looking pretty good. A lot better than before, at least. Yeah, gecko. Okay, that's what I thought. Like a gecko fursuit, am I right? But, like, if it's not fur, is it like a scaly suit? Like, I don't know. He's been summoned! Oh, that's cool! Yeah, lizard wouldn't be able to do that, for sure. It might be more interesting to have a snake. Just claim you'll take care of it, and then you'll be good. Alright, salad thrower. We were talking about a few things, actually. In Smash Ultimate, is there still the item like the bunny ears? You tried. I hope you could get a snake. I think they're both cute. You should get both. That'll do it. Get both. I mean, that's so much effort, though. That's a lot of effort to take care of both. Alright. I'm gonna slim this down again. Yep. Looks good. I need another slab of foam, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to be loud again for a second. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, so there are the bunny ears. So theoretically, we could put Kirby in bunny ears, right? Also, we were talking about... Well, you know what? It's too cool. Items are fun, so there. Whoa! Jeez, Komori, you must be a busy person. You got all the animals. You have like a zoo at your house. Like Alright, gotta switch on my cords again. I don't know if I'll have this setup cleaned up by tomorrow, but at least maybe in my next week's stream I'll have it cleaned up enough to where I can stop switching cords weirdly. Alright, this might be loud, or it might not be. Here's your warning. Oh. And then it doesn't work. What, did I plug? Oh. I unplugged the hot glue gun. Then, I re-plug in the hot glue gun. And then I'm like, why didn't the electric carving knife work? Oh my gosh. You know when you forget how to plug in a plug? Like 3 times? Bees? Dang! Man, you guys and your animals, you got so many! But as soon as you said bees, how do you even own bees? How does that work? Or are you kidding? Is that a joke? How do you own a bee? Like, what? Sorry guys, I'm almost done. There we go. I think next time before next stream, I'll cut some pieces so you guys don't have to chill while I randomly am cutting foam. Okay. Here we go. Alright, let's see what I missed. Smash Bros tips. Number 1, play the game. Yes. Flippin' party cone. Thank you for that information. Oh! Oh, okay. I don't know, I got confused because I was picturing, of all things, like the Minecraft bees. I don't know. That's so unrealistic. That's what I was picturing. Senior Party Cone / salad thrower. We were trying to discuss about Kirby. Can he still do that thing where he can suck in an opponent and then get like a hat or ears or a mask or something of that opponent and get their move? I would move out if we had to be that big. Dude, you can? Okay. Then my joke totally works. So we were saying if I got eaten by a Kirby, he would get furry ears. Yeah, I know, that was like really high level intelligent conversation. It's okay if you don't understand, but Minecraft Kirby. What, is that a mod? That sounds awful. Okay, so this side here near me is looking pretty good, pretty rounded. We're gonna build up some more on this side. And we gotta put some on the top of the head. Ooh. You know, unless I drop everything. Goodness. This is a lot easier if you start out with a pre-cut pieces that are like super even. Like if you just got a roll at the store of like 1/2 inch thick foam, because since it's like perfectly even all the way across, like usually the pieces I cut are a lot more even than this. I've just been kind of rushing through the stream, but yeah, even so, they're not it's not like a perfect 1/2 inch cut all the way across, so buying it at the store is so expensive, but it's just so convenient. It just works so much better. I don't know why it has to be so much more expensive. Oh, this ridiculous amount of furs. Yeah. So I've got a shelf that goes all the way up there and here, and even another one over here. Lots of furs up to the ceiling. All my glorious furs. Most of those are from Big Z Fabric and FursuitSupplies.com. Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's a lot of fur. It's a lot of fur. But yeah, Big Z Fabric, I get a lot of furs from there, and FursuitSupplies.com. They've got some pretty good rare furs at Fursuit Supplies. That's good. Wow. Hey there! I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna try. Aquamar? Or Aquamar? I might need pronunciation help there. But yeah, I know, it's a lot. Like, it's even more than you'd think. Like, when I was moving and I had to get all of it in here, is like just boxes and boxes of furs, and I'm just like, there's so much effort to move it all. Yeah, that's true. Fursuit Supplies, the trouble with them is that they're out of stock so often. So usually that's why I get my furs at Big Z Fabric, but Fursuit Supplies is where I get some cool rare colors. So if you need some rarer colors, that's where I'd go. Yup. That's right. Here at whatever channel we are, we just... I can't pronounce names. That's what we do. Yeah, Big Z Fabric has really good fur. I ordered swatches from Howl Fabrics, but I've never actually ordered fur from them before. But they have some really nice swatches, like high quality, really pretty. So I assume that they're a good website for that too. But yeah, I've never actually ordered an order from Howl Fabrics, but they seem like a good company, so if you see something you want from them, I would definitely recommend them. They've got some good qualities and a few rare furs too. But Fursuit Supplies, they are awesome with the rare furs. They have so many. UV green, yo, yeah, I love the UV ones. Oh, ooh, yeah, I'm sure because you gotta ship across the what's that? The border. Yeah, that's more expensive always. Ooh, driver's ed. Yo, driver's ed. That was a weird experience. Yeah, I'm glad that's over. I failed my driver's ed class because I could parallel park just fine, but I couldn't back up. I couldn't back up. Anyways, practice with, put some cones or something out and practice your parallel parking and your normal parking, and you'll be good. They actually count the number of times you go forward and back every time when you're trying to even out, and that's why I failed, because I did too many movements, which is dumb, but be aware of that. I wish somebody would have told me that beforehand. But I think you'll be fine. You just gotta believe in yourself. Miss Rona. Oh, that's funny. It's true. Parking! For the first time, I actually legitimately was somewhere where I had to parallel park. Like, the first time. And I've been driving for flippin' years. Like, it doesn't come up that often. But when it does, by that point, you'll know how to park. Me too. I hate parking. It's just so much... It's so much more trouble than it's worth. Like, can I just park in the street? Like, can I just park right here? I don't want to park in that little spot. I think that's the main trouble, is that they expect you to park like a flippin' minivan, which is what I drive, huge minivan, into these little tiny little snug spots. It's like they didn't make these spots with these cars in mind, these big cars. Oh, it's scary though that first time, especially if you're going around like a very curvy area. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's scary. I hope you're getting more used to it now, though. Ah, too many foams. Yes. Alright, just a second and I'll show you guys the slight bit of progress we've made. Just continually rounding out this top. Whoa. Rounding out the top here. Yep. So it looks a little bit better than I did before. Now that it's all starting to turn that white foam color, it matches. Aww. Skillafro, you're like a big brother. You're so sweet. Yeah. Okay, yeah, like 23 Mounds, those are like the traffic-y roads. This, like, is only for Michigan people, apparently, but yes, very, very traffic-y right there. Oh, thank you, yeah. Looks a lot more rounded now. A lot better. Still needs some effort, but... Used my pins to hold it in place while it was drying because I'm lazy and I didn't want to hold it down. And I counted. I used 3 pins. That way I won't lose them. Good. Okay. So yeah, the less glue you use, like the less times you put it on and take it off and put it on and take it off, like don't triple guess, or you know what I'm saying? Don't not trust yourself. You gotta trust yourself with your judgment on how it looks, because if you keep trying to redo layers over and over, you'll end up with just a ton of glue on there, and it'll be heavy and hot, and just put a huge thing of foam on there and just smooth it out a little bit. It's weird to get used to, for sure. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that you guys think it's looking a little better now, yeah. Can't wait till you get the muzzle on there. Ooh, that's when it starts really coming together. I don't know how long you guys were wanting to stay tonight. We can stay as long or as short as you want, but either way, when I'm done tonight, we'll continue next week at the same time. So like Tuesday at 3. And we'll just continue straight from here. I'll just put this on my project shelf. I won't touch it. Sometimes I like to work off stream a little bit to try to catch up on some of the more boring parts, but not with this one. I want to do a whole thing with you guys. Oh yeah, you gotta go soon. That's chill. Feel like I should be making food. I'll ask my roommate to make food. I'll say I streamed all day. Can you make me food? We'll see if he makes me food. I did some mining off stream. 5:22. Yeah, okay, so it's 5:22 here also. And who was it that somebody in the chat was saying that it's a different time. Time zones are so confusing to me. I don't understand time zones. Like, it took me a long time to realize that I was in Eastern Standard Time. And even then, I don't feel confident saying it. There we go. So this is the part where your trash can starts to get full, and it starts to go all over your floor and your clothes and everything. So as much as you would like to not replace your trash every 3 minutes, do it, because you'd much rather replace your trash like 80 times than have it overflow and go all over the floor. And it's staticky. Like, it gets staticky and it sticks to your hair, and oh yeah, so that's a good story I should tell you guys real fast. Let me check the chat first. Yeah, time zones are so weird. See, I'm already picking fuzz off of me. So, back when I was making Figby here, I was in college. I sound so old saying that. Okay, so I graduated 3 years ago, and that was in 2017. And I was a junior, no, I think I was a senior at the time. So, it was like 2016 or so. Anyways, I was working on Figby during my schooling, and I always had foam and fur throughout the whole apartment, and my roommates were really, really forgiving about that because it got everywhere. Just foam, little chunks of foam and green fur, just everywhere, all over people's clothes, all over the apartment. It gets everywhere. It sticks and it statics, and my roommates were really sweet about that. They really let me make a huge mess all the time. Sorry, I'm just dying a little bit. I'm so dehydrated. Okay. Yeah, so when I went to I had obviously a few classes that I would go to, and one of my first classes in the morning was a history class, and I would sit in the same spot every day because you could choose where you sit, and I'm left-handed, and it was like those desks that fold, like it folds down the little table, and there was only like 2 seats in the whole room that were left-handed, so I had to sit in the same spot every day. And one day, I noticed that it's incredible I didn't notice this, but over time, just me and my fuzzy green butt, my chair that I sat in every day covered in green fur. I just didn't notice it. I guess I just got green fur on my clothes, and every day when I sat in that chair, I just deposited more green fur because I didn't notice it until that one day that, like, holy cow, this chair is covered in green. And that was a funny moment and also terrifying. I always had foam and fur all over me, and I still find green fur everywhere. It just like grows, like, ooh, I don't like that visual. But yeah, that was crazy. Crazy time in college, making messes. So yeah, my advice is if you're ever working on something like this, clean up as you go. At the end of every night, clean up the mess that you made. Otherwise, you'll bring green fur to your history class and people will look at you funny. I know. Such a good life story that applies to like nobody. Alrighty. Like, I love working on this, but at the same time, I'm just having such a fun time hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys can see it enough. I need to, readjust my whole setup here. Alright, so I'm still working on the top here. Gotta finish. Usually, it won't be as patchy as this, but I'm kind of not wanting to spend a ton of time cutting out foam chunks. Aww. Duh. Skillafro bringing in the love here. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, because I'm pretty entertained. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I've never thought of myself as a good, chat person, but somehow it's working, so maybe I should. There we go. I see you, Windows Update. I don't want you right now. Go away. Okay. That Windows Update is trying to sabotage the stream. Sorry I'm not in my, my Figby head today. I know it's a shame, it's hard to work on something this high quality. Yeah, high quality. When you're, blind. Fursuit vision. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should end it soon, for tonight, because we got to a pretty good stopping point. I think once I finish rounding off the top of the head. Sorry. So uncomfortable right now. You ever your sleeves just get in the way? Yeah. Wow. Thank you. So, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure, if you guys, like, really required that fursuit head or not. I think I would like to do half and half, if possible. Like, wear my fursuit head sometimes and then not wear it sometimes. I don't know. Because it's fun! That's what we're here for. Oh, sleeves, please. I'm just so hot. It's getting hot in here. The trouble is that nobody tells you, when you have all this huge stacks of fur all the way up to the ceiling, all the way around your room is, like, so insulated. It's, like, the most insulated thing. Like, you'd think it would be great. Like, oh, it's winter. You'll stay nice and warm. You stay too warm. New donation goal, desk fan. Yes, seriously. Okay, you know the sad thing is, you know I'm not using my desk fan. I have just a little one right over here. I was working on hand paws earlier, shaving fur, and I haven't gotten the chance to vacuum up. So if I turn on a desk fan, it would go, woo! And then I would suffocate. Yeah. All right. That seems to be the general consensus, is that we need a Discord server. That's pretty legit. I am not exactly sure how to start that. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard. Like, I could figure it out. But that's very exciting. I'm excited that you guys would be willing to get a Discord server and hang out. You guys are all such cool people, like... / cat dragons and, whatever other personas you guys are. You can start it. Yeah, if you want. I'm not sure how it works. Like, I don't know if I have to or if you can. I'm not really sure. I don't know how it works. But if you think it would work, I mean, you're more than welcome to. There we go. So hot. My sleeves won't stay up. They're trying to kill me, man. A dragon doggo. Yes! Okay, see, that's the coolest thing ever. I want to have a hybrid species character. Oh, okay, you're the one that was the cat dragon. Okay. Sleeves stay. Please, I'm hot. Okay. Alright, this is getting a little better. Except I'm running out of glue. I guess I'm gonna have to run to the store or something. One of these days, because I am running out of glue. Usually I'll just order it online because I can get it like a big bulk thing of glue, just like a huge box of it. Oh, cool! None of my characters have any kind of powers like that. Like, that is so cool. Like, you should elaborate on that. What else? What can he do? Like, or she, or... I actually don't know if you said gender. Oh, his. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's so hard to tell genders of characters because it's like I'm a girl and my persona is a boy, so it's like when you're talking about me, do you say he or she? It's like I don't even know. So and then there's the group of people who go by specific, I think, pronouns, is what they say. I have no idea. I'm just a confused person. There we go. I'm trying to fill in this little gap here, in case you wondered what I was doing. Just working on it. Yeah, that's the thing that's the thing I love about Fursuits is they can, like, match you. That's so cool. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what it's called. Okay, bye! Even if not, it is really great. It was really fun that you were here, so thank you. This is my awesomeness incarnate. Kumori, yeah, I love that name. That's so cool. Bye! That is a very cool name. Like, I always wonder how other people come up with their character names. Like, I came up with mine by literally, like, mashing the keyboard multiple times until I got FGBY, and I was like, Figby. And then it became Figby. Steal other names. Yeah, honestly. It's too hard to just, like... You can't just randomly out of the blue come up with one, usually. You gotta have something to go on. So yeah, that works. I actually have I keep, like, a little notebook of names that I like, and whenever I start a new RPG or something and I need a name, or just a name for anything, really, I just have that little notebook, and it's really helpful. You mash syllables. Yeah, it's like, I think this will work. A series. Oh no, I forgot it again. Okay, it was Osiris? Yeah, this is the stream where we mispronounce everything. I'm not even gonna try that last one. How do you even pronounce that? Ect? X. I'm sorry. I'm being dumb. Etc. Think of Miley Cyrus. I'm crying into the foam. Okay. Osiris. I hate that. I hate that that works, but it does. Alright, thank you. Her music is still good. I think it's... I like her music still, so... Some of it. Not most of it. Some of it. Even if she did go off the deep end a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, this stream went a lot longer than I thought it would. I think I'm gonna finish up here in just, like, a few seconds. Because, we got this... It looks really dorky, but we did make some pretty good progress. We got most of the whole head... I didn't finish that? We got most of the whole head bucket in place, and... So then, next week, we can just start right up on the muzzle. We'll put the muzzle on. So definitely, if you were doing this with me, get some of these pins, because you're going to need these pins to try to hold the muzzle in place while we try to glue it. Oh, yeah, because it went so long. Well, that's nice. I appreciate that you came in to watch. I mean, I feel bad, like, you came off work. I don't know. Aren't you tired? You're probably tired. Thank you. I gotta empty my trash can again so it doesn't overflow and, get all over the floor. And then my cats try to eat the foam, and then just a big mess. Also, the Dorito. That's excellent. You know what? I think that's the first Dorito we got all stream. Now I really want some Doritos. I don't think we have any. I don't think I have any. Alright. Just lots of just positioning foam and gluing foam. Oh, yeah. Oh. Hold up. Are you driving tonight at 6 something? I thought you meant in the morning. Jeez. If you're talking tonight, then that's, oh! Oh, no! Okay, you can do this. I believe in you. You can do this. Are they making you go on the freeway? Yeah, driving at night, too. It's like they're trying to murder you or something. It's their evil plan, isn't it? Man. Yeah, the freeways, that's when it gets scary. It took me a long time to be okay with a freeway. Okay, so I didn't, but I almost did. Just snip my finger, and I've done that so many times. So, that's another thing. When you're doing this, I always get at least one injury per project because I'm just clumsy like that. I always have Band-Aids in my little drawer right here in case I need them. Because you can't sell it if it's bloody. I know! It's hot in here. Aren't you hot? He's just next door. Aren't you hot? They turn up the heat because it's cold downstairs, but then upstairs... Ah! I'm melting! I even blacked the heat vent, like the heat vent, so that no heat could come in, and it's still hot. How are you freezing? I'm literally dying. Okay. Next time, I'm gonna purposely turn up the heat so I can show off my muscles that don't exist. It's because he's really tall. It just, the blood, it can't get all the way up, you know? Just... yeah, just make him wear the suit. Yeah, in like 2 seconds, you will heat up. I was trying to find somewhere to suit because I love suiting in winter, but, you know, nobody really wants to, I don't know, none of the people that I usually call that would, like, how do I explain it? Like, I like to visit, like, daycares and stuff and just chill out with children and play games with them in my costume because it's fun and they love it. But, you know, with Corona, I haven't been able to do that lately and it's just been sad because no conventions and I literally haven't worn my costume in so long. It's just sad. Free tickets to the gun show! I don't like that accent. I just read that in. Alright, see, I hate that the stream has to end now, because right now is where it's starting to get interesting. Like, we're so close. Like, I'm so ready to put that muzzle on, but, like, now we gotta stop. And as tempting as it is to work off stream, I'm gonna refrain, because I really want to, go with you guys. You can see just how long it takes to make. And you can just see all the little, stupid little intricacies and steps. But yeah. There we go. It's like 2 degrees in your room. Yeah, I wake up in a block of ice every day. It's awful. Use this as a cliffhanger. Alright, you see how we almost got a muzzle here? Alright, I know it does look really dorky. I still do need to put this piece on the top here, but this is the base of a fursuit head, honestly. That's what you need. You start off with that, you put the muzzle on next, and then you put the cheeks on and you kind of carve around the cheeks to try to make the cheek shape. And that's honestly like the hardest part. And you put the eyebrows on, which is just like 2 big blocks. You just put a big block here above each eye and you just carve it a little bit to make it rounded. Like how I showed you guys to make it rounder earlier. And then for the ears, I've seen people do multiple things. You can use those thin foamies, or you can just use like just regular foam like this. So I usually use just one of these foams. And I put the ears on. And I pin it. I pin it first. I always pin it first. And yeah, that's about it. Then you just go over and make everything perfected. So yeah, next time we'll start with the muzzle and the cheeks. Yeah, I think that's it. It's Ant-Man! Alright, I think that's it. I hate that this isn't even, but I gotta keep reminding myself that's how it's supposed to be when it's getting worked on. There we go. So, yeah. Alright, I mean, I guess that's it for today. The stream went way longer than I thought. I thought there was gonna be, like, 1 person, and I was just gonna end it at, 1 hour in. But you guys really surprised me, and it really makes me happy. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Aww. I always, because I don't have my glasses on right now, because I keep putting my head, I don't know. I don't have my glasses on, so I keep reading that as STEM. Like, thanks for the STEM. Like, aw, you guys are so nice. Well, me and wherever he went, half-finished Mr. Turtle and Figbee really appreciate it. So thank you so much. I guess that's it. This really dorky head. Yeah, we'll keep working on this next Tuesday at 3. And tomorrow at 3, Wednesdays at 3, we do weird random stuff. So tomorrow will be Santa Hat Day, so, if you want, you can follow along with that. You don't have to. You guys are so sweet. Oh, one day I'll remember how to pronounce your names. Alright, well, it was good chatting with you guys, so thank you so much. True, no matter what time it is. Well, thank you very much. Alright, bye.